You ever get that feeling that your body is trying to tell you something? You know, that fatigue that just won't quit, or those allergies that pop up every single year? Well, what if they're more than just, physical problems? Today, we're going to decode the messages your body might be sending you specifically through your blood and immune health.
I mean, really think about that for a second. We tend to just treat the symptoms, right? We take a pill, we get some rest, but we almost never stop to ask why this is happening on a much deeper level. It's like we're so busy hitting snooze on the alarm that we never actually listen to what it's warning us about.
And this quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of what we're exploring today. The source material we're looking at proposes this really powerful idea that our physical symptoms are often directly connected to our unresolved emotional needs. It's like your body has its own language, and it's time we learned how to speak it.
All right, so let's start our decoding journey with the blood. The messages we find here are almost always tied to our foundation, our need for stability and support in our lives. Okay, so check this out. The connection here is pretty direct. Anemia, for instance, where your blood literally lacks vitality, is linked to this profound feeling of being all alone, completely unsupported. And bruising, the physical sign that you've been knocked around, that can be your body showing you that you desperately need more emotional support, a physical sign that you feel unprotected.
Now, to really get why this happens, we have to talk about what's known as the first emotional center. The easiest way to think about this is like it's your body's root system. It's all about your sense of safety, your family, your stability. And when that foundation gets shaky, maybe there's chaos at home or in a relationship, it can actually show up as instability in your blood. So, what do you do about it? How do you start to heal this? Well, the source material suggests you start with a shift in your mindset. This affirmation here is a tool. It's a way to actively push back against those feelings of isolation and to start reclaiming your sense of joy. You're basically retraining your brain to believe, deep down, that you actually deserve to be happy and full of life. Now let's switch gears and tune into the messages coming from your immune system. If your blood is all about your need for support, then your immune system, it's talking about your need for belonging and trust.
So, we all know the immune system is basically our personal bodyguard, right? Its whole job is to figure out what's me and what's not me, and then to attack the invaders, the things that just don't belong. Just keep that bodyguard metaphor in your head for a second.
Because here's where it gets really fascinating. There's an emotional parallel. An immune system that's constantly overactive, always on the attack, well, that can be a physical mirror of an emotional pattern. It's like your body is physically acting out the way you might be pushing people away emotionally, trying to keep them at a distance so you can feel safe.
And this is what can lead to things like getting colds all the time or battling allergies constantly. It might not be just about the germs you're exposed to. The message could be about a deep feeling of not fitting in, of being an outsider, or even believing that the whole world is this hostile place you constantly have to defend yourself from.
So to counter that feeling, the great Louise Hay offers this affirmation. The whole point here is to reprogram your internal operating system. By telling yourself over and over that the world is a safe and friendly place, you start to lower your emotional defenses. And the idea is that this, in turn, can help calm down your physical defense system, creating this real sense of inner peace and tolerance. Okay, so we've decoded the messages. We have some amazing affirmations to help shift our thinking. But look, understanding the message is really just step one. If you want to create real, lasting change, that internal shift needs to be backed up by external action.
And don't get me wrong, affirmations are incredibly powerful. They do the internal work. They help you change your perspective, they can rewire those old, tired thought patterns, and they open you up to new possibilities, like feeling safe and joyful. They basically get the soil ready. But you've still got to plant the seeds. Action is what actually builds the new, solid foundation in your life. It's how you prove to yourself with real-world, tangible experiences that this new mindset is actually true, that you are supported, and the world can be a safe place. So how do you do that? Well, the source material gives us a pretty clear plan. It starts with putting down secure roots by actively asking for help. Now, I know that can feel super uncomfortable, especially if you're used to going it alone. And that's exactly why you start small, tiny requests. And every single time someone helps you, you build just a little bit more trust. And that's really the magic of this whole thing. Healing isn't about one giant leap. It's about the buildup of all these small, consistent actions. Every time you ask for help and you receive it, you are literally rebuilding your foundation of trust. Trust in other people and trust in yourself. You're creating a brand new reality, one tiny step at a time.
So, your body is talking. It's sending you messages through your blood, through your immune system. It's asking for support, for trust, for a sense of belonging. You've just learned how to translate its language. So, the only real question left is, how are you going to answer?